Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, please do. It really supports my channel and helps my growth. Today we're going to be doing a hip sequence. So we're going to do some passive stretching to improve range of motion and flexibility. And then we'll move into more active range of motion. So strengthening and stabilizing the hips, specifically the outer hips. If you do have a block, go ahead and grab it. You may or may not use it, but I always say props are super handy to support you and just so you can open up the body a little bit more skillfully. And that's it. I'll see you guys on the mat in a second. All right, guys, so the question for personal inquiry today is, what are you choosing to water and nourish? So are you choosing to feed something from your past? So past situations, thoughts, anything from that was? Or are you choosing to nourish something from the present moment that will support your future self? And we'll start on our backs. Releasing yourself out long. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And start to feel yourself softening. And then we'll start to shift the breath in through the nose and down into the deep diaphragm. And then exhale out of the diaphragm. One more time, lengthening the breath, inhale. Soft release as you exhale. 2 rounds of 4 count breathing, so steady inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Exhale, feel your physical body getting soft, feeling heavy, heavy, heavy. Soften the eyes, the hinge of the jaw, the shoulder blades, the hips, the thighs, the calves, and the ankles. And then we're going to take the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. So a supine tree pose. Make any adjustments as you need to. Allowing the hips to soften, specifically the outer hips and the inner right thigh. And keeping the left hip grounded. And see if you can direct your attention fully to this outer right hip. This natural softening with gravity. And then drawing the right knee in towards the chest. You can pull it in. You can invite in movement. Opening up the hip, and then we'll take the right knee over to the left, supine twist. Breathe in and exhale, soften. Take one more breath. And then exhale, soften. Come back through to center. Release the right leg out long, and we'll switch sides. So take the left thigh to the inner, the left foot into the inner right thigh. So it doesn't need to be high up on the knee, on the thigh, just the place where you can naturally really release. So we're just easing into things at the beginning of class, warming up. And take your 2 long, full, present breaths. So watering and nurturing the present moment. It might look like cutting old thought loops as they arise. So just retraining the brain, the habits, the thoughts back to the present moment so you can choose to create and feed new ones. So just notice if anything like that comes up during the next maybe 10 or 15 minutes of class. And then take the left knee in towards the chest. Again, you can move, open up the left hip, and then we'll take it over to the right side into the supine twist. Because you don't need to pull on the leg. We're just allowing gravity to do the work. Keep the left shoulder heavy, soft. Always need reminders to soften. Choose to make it easy. Get familiar with soft. And then coming back through center. And we will take both feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana, so you can lift the pelvis, lengthen the tailbone, reset back down. So now feeling both outer thighs, inner thighs at the same time. Take that big belly breath to signal to the nervous system that it's good, it's safe to relax. And then part the feet maybe about 4 inches. And then start to draw the femur bones in towards the hip sockets. They're gonna lift a little bit, keeping kind of that pelvic tilt so the low back is making contact with the ground. Start to draw the navel in towards the spine and then bring the knees to face towards the ceiling so the soles of the feet are on to the floor. Press into the feet, lift the hips, lengthen and squeeze the glutes. And then lower back down, controlled, and then open the thighs back into the Supta Baddha Konasana, keeping that engagement. Draw the thighs back together, press into the feet, lift, lengthen, squeeze, and then lower back down. We're gonna move a little bit quicker, so open the thighs. We're gonna do 3 more. Draw the thighs together, press down, big toe mound, lift, lengthen, squeeze, engage the glutes, lower. Drop the thighs. Thighs together, soles of the feet press, lift, lengthen, squeeze, and then lower back down, widen the thighs. Bringing the soles of the feet back down to the ground, let's take the knees in towards the chest. You can do a little bit of a circle, massage the low back. And then taking the shins parallel to the ground, press the thighs away. Navel in towards the spine, and take the left hand to the left thigh. Breathe in, and exhale. Switch hands, so take the right hand to the right thigh, create that resistance, breathe in, and exhale. Adding on, left hand to the left thigh. This time on our inhale, we're gonna extend the right arm and the right leg away. Breathe in and exhale, right hand to the right thigh, and we'll switch sides. Breathe in, left hand, left leg, reach away, inhale, and exhale. Keep the low back onto the ground, navel into spine. Breathe in, moving from core to periphery, and exhale. One more. Breathe in, extend left arm, left leg, and exhale back through to center. Rock side to side. And then cross at the ankles. You can roll the length of the spine or roll over onto one side. And we will meet in our all fours position. So you can take it through a cat-cow or a few barrel rolls. So it's up to you, just awakening the spine, roll the shoulder blades back. Just move out of any stagnation. So switch directions if you're doing barrel rolls. and then come through to center. So keep drawing the navel in towards the spine so you're strong through the core. And then we're going to lift the right leg off the ground. So you can bend the right heel in towards the glute, and controlled, we're gonna do hip rotations forward. So as much as you can, try to keep the pelvis steady, and you're moving slow. So it should take you about 3 to 5 seconds to do one full rotation. Keep drawing that left hip in. And then switch directions. So that's 1, 2, and 3. From here, we're going to pivot the left toes off the mat to the left and release the right foot down. Coming into a modified side plank, you can take the right hand to the right hip, and then drawing the low ribs in, lift the right leg off. So really firing up this outer right hip, and we're gonna do pulses skywards for 3, 2, 1. Release the right foot, and using the core, come high on the left fingertips to draw you up into this modified warrior 2 with the arms. Release the right hand down the right leg, flip the left palm and reverse. Coming back through to the warrior 2 arms, using the core to touch the left fingertips down. Bring the right hand to the hip and lift the right leg for 3, 2, 1. Again, release the right foot. Core draws you up to the warrior 2. Flip the left palm, reverse. And exhale, release. We're gonna do one more. Left hand touches down, lift the right leg for 3, 2, 1. Right foot touches down, engage the core, draw, pull you up, and reverse. Release down. You can windmill both arms back into center. Just move out of however you would like. And then bend the left knee, lift the left leg. We'll do 3 controlled range of motion circles forward. Keep that right hip drawing in. Navel in towards the spine, so using the core to help with stability. That's 2. And third 1. Reverse directions for 3. Okay, there's gonna be a puppy dog. 2. And 1. Release the left knee down. Hi, baby. It's okay. And then pivot the right toes off the mat. And take the left hand to the left outer hip. Lift the left leg off the ground, and we'll do 3 pulses for 3, 2, 1. Release the left foot. Use the core to bring you up. Reverse the warrior. Back to warrior 2. Right hand plants down. Left leg lifts for 3, 2, 1. Release the left foot. Core pulls you up to the warrior 2 and reverse. We have 1 more. Release the right hand. Left leg lifts for 3, 2, and 1. Touch down. Coming on to all fours. That took so much to note. That's funny. Okay. Shift forward into modified plank pose. So drawing the navel in towards the spine, breathe in, and exhale, lower for 3, 2, 1. Untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet into the ground, inhale, halfway lift. So engage the glutes. Use the back muscles to open up through the chest. And then exhale, release back down. Tuck the toes, press firmly into the hands to lift you up to the modified plank position. And then we'll send back to downward facing dog. So don't pedal out the feet quite yet. Just feel into the natural stretch. So feel into the present moment. So use your breath to expand, and exhale. And then lifting the right leg just parallel to the ground. Bend the right knee and maybe open up the hip into that fire hydrant pose. Keep the right shoulder down. And then just open up, do a few circles with the right hip in one direction. And then reverse. Controlled, re-extend the right leg back, squaring off the hips parallel to the ground, and release the right toes. Switch sides, left leg extends parallel to the ground, so keep that left hip down. And then open up the left hip, bending the knee. 3 circles, 2, 3, and then reverse. 3, 2, and 1. Re-extend the left leg out long and controlled release. Shift forward into high plank pose. Knees or no knees for your chaturanga for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, cobra or the up dog. And exhale, send it back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, right leg lifts parallel to the ground. Open up the hip. Bring the right leg back parallel to the ground and release. Left leg lifts, inhale parallel to the ground. Open up to the fire hydrant. Moving steady and controlled. Re-extend the left leg and touch the left toes down to the mat. Shift forward, high plank pose. Lower for the count of 3, 2, 1. Inhale, cobra or the up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in, lift the heels high. Exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Step to the front of the mat, as many steps as you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Now if you have your black block handy, grab it and bring it underneath the left hand. We're going to take the right hand to the right hip and shift our weight into the left leg. And start to feel the mat underneath the left foot. Start to zip up through the entire left leg. You can keep a nice micro bend in the left knee. And then step the right toes back. So this might be as far as you go, and you might play with slowly lifting and lowering the leg, okay? If you would like to come into the half moon, if you have a block, really press into the hand. Use your core engagement, so drawing into the core for stability. Keep that nice little bend in the left knee. Again, moving slowly. And then use that outer right hip to lift the leg. For 3, 2, lift a little higher if you can. 1, steady, release the right foot. Switching sides, so if you have the block underneath the right hand, and always start with the foundation. So really come into the present moment, feel that right foot making contact with the ground, gripping the mat. Step the left toes back, press into the right hand, using the core, the strength in the right leg, the outer left hip to lift up. And if you have that, you can start to open up a little bit more through the left shoulder. And then steady, touch down the left toes, coming back through center, rag doll position. So you can grab opposite elbows, shake the head no, nod the head yes. Inhale, halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, release. Release down into a malasana squat. So you can always use the block if you have it handy. Pressing the knees in towards the elbows, elbows into the knees. So if you have a tendency to sink into flexibility, we're going to use the strength from the outer hips. So lifting up a little bit higher. If you're tight, this won't be an issue. And draw the knees in towards the elbows, elbows into the knees. Broadening across the chest, drawing the navel in towards the spine. For 3, 2, 1. Release the hands and straighten the legs for a stretch.
Shake the head no, and we'll do that one more time. So squat down into the Malasana, knees into the elbows, creating that resistance, that action. Chest is proud and open. Breathe in. What are you nourishing and what are you choosing to feed your energy into? Release the hands, straighten the legs, and we'll toe heel the feet a little bit closer together to release on to our bottoms, rolling back, drawing the knees in towards the chest, and rock side to side. Keeping the right knee in towards your chest, extend the left leg out long, and release the right foot into that supine tree pose. So you can bring the hands wherever you'd like. They can be overhead, down to the sides. Noticing it also and giving yourself a little bit of a appreciation for what you chose to do today. So these are the small habits that you can choose to show up to daily, which make long-lasting change. Choosing how you spend your time. And then draw the right knee in towards the chest and taking it over to the supine twist. Coming back onto your backs, extend the right leg out long, and then take the left foot into the supine tree pose. So in the yoga practice, we can choose to untangle either any patterns, toxic patterns, holding patterns in the physical body, and holding patterns that we're hanging onto from the past. And then we have the ability to shape and create new patterns, choices in the present moment. So if you have the choice, what would you choose? And taking the left knee into the chest and into the supine twist. Then extending the left leg out long into the Shavasana. So fully release your body, heavy, heavy, heavy. And just taking inventory of what maybe you noticed in this practice. So how many times did maybe a past pattern or thought loop surface? An attitude or just anything. And it's having this initial awareness where you can start to choose to be in conversation with yourself. And you can choose to start making these changes. So as always, we invite them in with non-judgment, and then we use this softening to let them go.
It's when we start to learn to invite in a bit more compassion. We can feel what lessons maybe were learned in the process. And then soften, let them float away. Just like water, just down, let them float down the river to no longer have control over a present moment and shape our future. And smooth inhale. And exhale, let whatever you don't need to float away, down, down, down. One more, breathe in. And exhale, even just energetically releasing any tension. Even if you don't know what it is, release, let it go, go, go. When you're ready, roll over onto one side. And then press yourself up into a gentle seated position facing the front. Release the shoulders, soften the mind. Again, it's through this softening that we can truly release and let go. And then bringing the hands to your heart center. May you find growth and choice in the present moment with compassion and kindness and softening. And thank you guys so much for practicing today. I hope you enjoyed that class. And if you haven't already, please remember to give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I love to hear from you guys, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Have a lovely rest of your day. Oh, and that was Jersey. I'm sorry he interrupted, but I'm sure y'all don't mind. He's the best. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.